Hi guys, Adriaan here from Luxurytime. We are back at it. It's 2023 and we are ready to go. Just to do a wrist check before I start the video, I'm wearing a stainless steel Rolex Panda Daytona. Okay, so to start off the year, I'm going to go through a few watches with you guys. I'm going to go through entry-level watches, some investment kind of watches, some bang for buck watches, and watches that you should definitely not buy when they are brand new unworn, rather buy them on the secondary pre-owned market. Okay, so the first watches I'm going to discuss is the entry-level watches that you can get. These watches are all under 20,000 Rand. We have a lot of them on our website, so you can just visit luxurytime.co.za, but I've just brought out 5 of the watches that I think is probably your best value for money for under 20,000 Rand. So the first one is a Tag Heuer Aqua Racer. It's a quartz watch. Next one is a Longines. I think this one is actually, it's also a quartz. Then probably the best, or not for me, but the best made watch from the lot for under 20,000. You can get a Tag Heuer Gqeberha tachymeter. These were really popular when they just came out. They've been discontinued for quite a while now, so you can pick them up at really good prices. Then I brought out 2 Omega moon swatches. I put different straps on. We'll soon be selling these straps as well. Pretty cool. It totally changes the watch. For me personally, if I had to buy a watch under 10,000 Rand, I'd definitely buy the Omega moon swatch. I wore this watch throughout the whole December holiday. It's extremely comfortable. It's really light. I mean, and the strap just changes the whole watch. For the price that you pay for this, with a strap, you can get it for, as I said, under 10,000 Rand. I'd much rather wear a Omega moon swatch than, example, a Tag Heuer Aqua Racer quartz or Formula 1. I definitely go for the Omega moon swatch. So you all have been asking me, what do I think of the watch? Definitely the best value for money watch on the market at the moment if you want something for under 10,000 Rand. And the next category of watches, I want to go into what I would call the best bang for your buck. That's for you guys that want to spend just under 100,000, but you also want something that will retain value and that you're not going to lose too much money on when you sell it again. So my advice is most definitely a Omega Speedmaster. We've got several of these. These watches have been constantly slightly going up in value as a lot of guys are moving away from all the hyped watches, the really expensive Rolex Daytonas. I can definitely see that the Daytona crowds, the younger guys, are moving to the Omega Speedmasters, which is a great value for money. If you think these watches retail for around about 130,000 up to, like example, this Omega Speedmaster Racing we have, this watch retails for 170,000. Stunning watch. This one we are selling, I think, around about 100,000 if I'm not mistaken. And then another one which is often overlooked is the Breitling Aerospace Evo. This is a really light watch. It's not heavy at all. You don't even feel it on your wrist. This watch has a retail price of 86,000 Rand. We're selling this one for 32,000 Rand, which is less than 50% of its retail price. Another one that's also a good bang for your buck is Tag Gqeberha. This is the caliber 16 with a blue dial. Retail price of this is around about 80,000 Rand. We're selling it at 50% below retail. This is also the kind of watch, or all these watches that I've shown you here, is watches that are not really going to lose a lot of money when you sell them again, and you can enjoy them. The best one from the lot, I actually made a video last year on this one, is the Omega No Time to Die. When this watch just came out, it was selling way above retail prices. I think it was going for close to 220,000 at a stage. The current retail price of it is around about 180. and I think they are, you can pick them up for between 120 to 150,000, and I think this is really a good watch that will hold its value over time, and it's extremely comfortable to wear. It's actually the first time I'm holding one in my hand on the titanium bracelet. It's really nice. Okay, and then I've brought out 5 watches that I think is good investment watches. They are quite expensive. Future investments, if you keep them for a long time, they will go up in value, but not overnight. As you all know, the watch market is currently down. Like the ceramic Daytonas, black, the white or the black, these watches, we were selling at around about 800,000 Rand last year. And this year we are selling them from 550 up to 650,000 Rand. So that's quite a big drop in price, but that's just where the market has gone on these watches. So if you did buy the watch in January, February, March, April, May last year, comparing those prices to the current prices, they have gone down a lot. But if you can still get these watches at a retail price, the current retail I think is 280,000, you're still gonna round about double your money when you sell these watches again. So good investment, yes, but definitely you need to keep them. You need to be able to hold on to the watches for a long time. The Daytonas, throughout the years, you guys can go look at the graphs. They've just gone up in value as time goes. So as with all investments, they do go down, but they are not as volatile as, example, crypto market is at the moment. Another good investment at the moment is a Rolex Batman. These ones have also come down in price. These you can still pick up between 260 up to 330,000 Rand, new or pre-owned. So also a very good watch, high demand. Your money is pretty safe in this. The next watch, this is probably my favorite Rolex that every time if someone asks me what was my favorite watch, I had a Rolex Sea Dweller. The size of this watch is just perfect, and their prices have actually also gone up quite a bit in the last few years, purely because guys couldn't get the ceramic models. They were moving away from it and they were going to the old models. So it's the same as with the Rolex Submariner. This is the 16610 reference. These watches were also selling, I think, below 100,000 Rand 2 years ago, and now you can still pick up nice examples of the Rolex Sub for around about 150 to 180,000. The Sea Dwellers you can pick up, all depending on the year, condition, if it has box and papers, 150 to 200,000. So for me personally, out of all the watches, if I had to choose one on this tray, my favorite one to wear is definitely the Rolex Sea Dweller, the older version, just purely because of the size and the look of the watch. I really like it. Okay, next up I'm going to show you guys 3 watches that we have that really tanked in value compared to their new prices versus their pre-owned prices. These are also the kind of watches that I think a lot of guys would like to buy and wear, and then when you walk into a club or a meeting or wherever, someone would know you have a really, really expensive watch on your wrist, but maybe you didn't get it at the retail price, you actually bought it at a discounted price, which is definitely my advice when it comes to buying these kind of watches. So the first one is a Hublot Big Bang. This is a special edition one that we have in rose gold. This watch retails for around about 600,000 Rand. So, I mean, taking the secondary market on this, you're going to pay around about 240 to 260,000 Rand, all depending on condition, box and papers. So, as I've always told you guys, really be careful of some of the watches that you go buy brand new in the store. You can lose a lot of money on them, and these are just 3 examples of them, where probably the biggest loss out of all of them is definitely the Hublot Big Bang. You know, everyone hates Hublot, they make a lot of fun of them. I also made a YouTube video on Hublot where I try and explain, I I don't really know how they can justify their prices, but these are really well-made watches. They've been in the business for a long time. It's definitely not worth all the hate that it's been getting over the years, but I would wear a Hublot. I like them, so it's all up to you and your personal choice. The next one is a Cartier Santos. This is probably the best looking Cartier I've seen. It's got a skeleton movement in. Look at that. I think this watch retailed, or still retails, for around about 500,000 Rand, which is crazy if you think it's a stainless steel watch. But then again, compare this movement, this is into the Hublot, it's day and night difference. The Cartier is definitely on top of that. So, but this watch on the secondary market, it's selling for 300 to 350,000 Rand. If you bought it currently, you are losing 150,000 plus on a watch like this if you go sell it to a dealer. The last one is a brand you don't often see in South Africa, is the Ulysse Nardin Maximarine Chrono. This was when I was probably around about 25 years old. This was one of my favorite watches. I always loved it, and so when it came in, I had to buy it. But again, a watch that's got really no resale value. I think the retail on this is probably 160, 180, and the secondary market is 50 to 70,000 Rand. So definitely do not buy these kind of watches brand new. Stick to buying them pre-owned. You're not going to lose as much money. Just an example, if you would have bought this watch at a retail price of 600,000, if you would sell it, you're probably going to get 250,000. Whereas if you're going to get less. You're probably going to get 220,000. Whereas if you bought this in the secondary market and paid 250 to 300, you're still going to get 220 back. Your loss is much smaller. Thanks guys, thanks for watching the video. Please like and subscribe to my channel. I'm going to give away some big prizes during this year. So thanks for watching. Cheers.